Okay. I'm doing Greta Thunberg. You all know her as a Swedish environmental activist. Okay, and she's attracted a lot of public attention. All right. Um, so with her chart, I'm surprised she got to where she got to. As a kid. Well, at 15, actually, she spent her Fridays outside the Swedish Parliament, um, and then she basically, what did I write? She was addressing our failed world leaders to take immediate action for climate change mitigation. And there's a thing called FFF. No, it's not what you think. It's Fridays for Future. And so it's a school climate strike. All right. Now, now she's actually a target. She's like, well, not as in a target, but for critics. Okay. Uh, when she was 8, it was her first time she heard about climate change, which makes it 2011. Because she was depressed. Okay. And then at 11, she stopped eating, she stopped talking, or mostly, like a kid her age shouldn't be doing that. But anyway, and then in 2 months, she lost like 10 kilograms. So when she was diagnosed, obviously they took her to doctors, etc. This girl has been diagnosed with Asperger's syndrome, which she calls her superpower. Firepower, yeah. um, there was another one actually. Oh, obsessive compulsive disorder and selective mutism, which I actually haven't heard of before. It's actually an anxiety disorder. It's like when you can't speak, you freeze. I don't have that problem. All right, so she told her family, her mum and dad, and she has a sister, I believe, that they're stealing her future. Her mum is an opera singer who's an international opera singer. So her mum gave up her international career so that she doesn't get on a plane. You get it? Yeah. Anyway, so she decided then at 15 not to attend school until after the election. And then 2019 she took, this is 2018, 2019 she took a sabbatical to travel. So she's been criticized lately a lot. All right, so she's been criticized. Uh, she's not traveling on a plane though. She's got a little boat. The boat has an engine. Yeah. Anyway, they criticized her for wearing a wool jumper. What else do you bloody wear in winter, man? And she actually last year she criticized Biden, Boris, what's the other, the Indian one, Modi, yeah. So she's criticized all of them. The thing is, the Chinese have criticized her because she called on the Chinese to stop their traditional chopsticks, yeah, I would gather from that, so that they save hundreds of trees. So they told her to go back to school where she will learn that these are made of bamboo, which is a plant, not a tree, and said to her to stop wiping your ass with toilet paper because actually it's made of wood. So what? Do we go back to grabbing a rabbit? All right. Now, I've got nothing against her. I just have to show you. So she is the fire element. Okay. So her expression is earth, but she has no earth. She has fire, water, 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 fire. All that water, okay? But how did this happen? I'll tell you how it happened. In August, which is her academic star, when you have an academic star, it means you leave a legacy behind. Did she choose that month? No, she wouldn't have known. This is how things happen. So this academic star in 2018 was Earth on Earth. It's her expression. So she opened her mouth and ka-ching, ka-ching. Yes, it is ka-ching, ka-ching, because I know people are not looking at the money here, but there's a lot of money coming through this, all right, this chart. So here she is. She opens her mouth and ka-ching, ka-ching. So what does the water do? The water is her power element, and it is for us to see, and it's hidden. Now, what she actually did from 0 to 15 to her parent is going to come back and bite her, because we see here that this is resentment at the same time. It's resentment on her, fire, as she is, and there's the water. This is her mum and this is her dad. Right, so that water puts out the fire. It's coming. So something will actually happen when it's got a fair bit of a time span here. Anyway, all right, so she also has these waters here are what we call the month star of virtue. So the month star of virtue means when you do step out, which she did here with help, when you do step out, it's charisma. It's also you stand there, command, you can control, you can influence people, you can manipulate people. So the way I tell my students and clients with this is Gandhi or Hitler. Okay. Now, there's no wood here. There's no wood in the chart. It could be in her hour, but yeah, I couldn't find that anyway. Even Astro Databank didn't have it. So the wood here is her thinking. So there is no thinking. So fire by nature, without her being this, any fire element, they just jump, then think later. Okay. So she jumps, then thinks later. And somebody actually sent me something when I posted the bit about the Chinese criticizing her. They sent me an email thing on every time she posts something, whether it's a Twitter thing or whatever it is, someone criticizes her, and then that day in particular, she changes and rewords the tweet. Okay, so that's not her, because she has no thinking to do that. So some people are saying, you know, she's a puppet, etc. She's actually been a puppet for a few, and then the minute people find out, she dumps them. That's the truth here. All right. I know what I know. Okay, so is she going down? No, she's not going down. For the next, hang on, I worked it out. All right, so the luck pillar that she was in was also her nobleman. So from 9 to 19, it was her nobleman. Nobleman meaning her guardians were getting her to where she needed to go. From 19 to 29, which is what she is now, 19, it is metal and earth, and it is this way. So there's the earth, there's the metal. She opens her mouth and ka-chink, ka-chink, ka-chink. So we're going to see the money now because it's on top. We're not going to see what she's doing behind closed doors. This, in her luck pillar, the 10 years, 1929, is also a dog, and the dog digs the shit up. So it's coming. Unless she's in a very good home that takes care of her, it's in luck, the shit will hit the fan for her as well. All right. So 2022 and 2023 is water and wood. So she's got plenty of water here. But for the year, the water actually nourishes the wood, which then feeds her. So finally, there's some thinking behind her own power. and that is for 2 years. So we're going to see different messages from her since since the year started. And she's going to, I think, register copyright that FFF, Fridays for Future. Anyway, I just can't believe she said to her parents, "You're ruining my future." So somebody that says things like that cannot be all those three things. Asperger's, or what's the word? Selective mutism. It's selective, all right. Okay. All right. So we've got the wood here for 2 years, this year and next year. Then 2024 and 2025, we have wood as well. So there's a lot of wood coming for 4 years. This year, starting this year. So the way she is thinking, and this can be very, very dangerous when fire thinks. Sorry, fire, guys. But yeah, it's actually more dangerous without thinking. So this will ground her a little bit, and you may find she's changed her tune or changed the way she's saying things. She's not like jumping and saying, there's a lot of thought now. Because when somebody sent me that thing, so there's like every month, whatever she tweets, this is what the tweet is. And then she goes back, and sometimes it's half an hour later. The tweet has changed because she's got it wrong somewhere. So I don't believe it's her. I believe somebody else is in charge of this as well. So this girl, being this element that she is, we sort of label this as a messiah. Okay, she has that complex. She also is that. So if you look at the fire and this fire, it's in trouble though. So all her power is in trouble, but not for 4 years. So for 4 years, it's not an issue. But then, yeah. So 2024, 2025 is, she leaves a bigger legacy in 2025. Then after 2025, competitors, and it's competitors everywhere for her. It's not just competitors, it's also like we find out it's a money issue that we've seen, and we find out that this is it always about money. I hope I'm wrong, but unless she's in a good energy and sleeping in a good energy, her chart is telling it like it is. And that's actually what saves you, is where you live, your home, if it's good, if it's bad. You would know if it's good or bad. I would say she slept in a really bad energy for her to be that rebellious, because it wasn't her chart from 9 to 19. It was not her chart. Okay. So there you go. So for her, it's her expression. There is none. So 1 year, I keep telling you guys, a month can change it, August, a year can change it, and a day can change it. So, yeah. But there's so much resentment here, and it is her parents, actually, and grandparents on dad's side. So, yeah, nobody likes what this girl is doing. They're all power people, and she is, I want the stage. So put her on a stage, she's great. Put her behind closed doors, nothing. So, yeah, she needs a stage. That's it. And that's not really an not an Asperger, what's the other one? Oh, obsessive compulsive. That's anal. Maybe the wrong word here. All right, forget I said anal. Yeah, I know what everyone's going to send me. So that selective mutism. So once you put her on stage, that's it. That is not selective mutism. Selective mutism is freezing up, not knowing what to say, and you just stand there and wet your pants, sort of. I hope you enjoy that.